Hi, it's Peter Nixon for PDI Online to bring you another conflict and stress de-escalation tactic in the heart of pandemic. We broadcast these from Hong Kong. Hong Kong itself is suffering a lot of problems, as you read about every day in the news and has been since many years, in fact. But it's kind of an interesting place to live, and it's a beautiful environment, which most people can only imagine when you see the big skyscrapers and the busy harbor. What you don't see are the 286 islands and the very rural lifestyle that we enjoy. In fact, as I record this, I look out the window at a green mountain on the left and a beach on the right. Today, we're looking at tactic number 10. And tactic number 10 is to recognize that others suffer and hurt just like you. Others suffer and hurt just like you. And I'd like to share an example from one of my pro bono clients. The board had decided they had to increase the cost of schooling, and one of the parents was terribly stressed and terribly in conflict. And when he saw me beside the football pitch, he came and screamed in my face. It was very rude and very awful and very difficult, not just for me to receive, but for others to see him behaving that way in front of me. Anyway, I fortunately had learned this tactic before the confrontation. And I realized that for him to act so much like he'd lost his head, he must be hurting for many other reasons just beyond the fee increase. And sure enough, within a very short time, it came to be known that his wife had cancer and one of his children was sick, and he was living with all of that very difficult situation. And to make matters even worse, months later, after the passage of his wife and child, he himself passed away of a heart attack. And so it's terrible news, terrible news. But in that instant, if I hadn't have recognized that his behavior was one coming from a source of real suffering, I wouldn't have been able to maintain calm and respect in the face of a very cruel onslaught on his part. But because I did, and because as time evolved, we started to know the situation, then we were able to handle things much better. And in fact, we reached out to the family and accommodated the financial distress that their life and death situations had caused. So remember, we're all in this together, and everyone hurts in different ways, right? Absolutely, around the world in this pandemic, we're all hurting. And so be kind, and remember, we're all one. Stay tuned for tactic number 11, where I will share an example of my trip to Iran. I'm Peter Nixon for PDI Online, wishing you calm and peace in the year ahead.